Kristin. So for my next installment of 4 Looks 1 palette, I'm going to go ahead and do what everybody has been asking for, the Lorac Pro 2 palette. So for any of you that are new to my channel or new to 4 Looks 1 palette, this is something that I do every once in a while. I think I have 20 or so of them. I'll link a playlist below for you. And what I do is I just create 4 different looks within one palette, smush them all together into one video for you, and I just kind of do a real quick overview of shadow placement and that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and get started with this look. For this look, I took rose all over the lid. I kind of took a combination of light brown and nectar together, believe it or not. So this color and this color. And I put that into my crease. And then on the outer corner, I used plum, just in the outer third, and I pulled that in. And then underneath, I took first rose all along my lash line, and then I took the navy color, and I ran that underneath my lash line as well. So for my liner today, before I zoom you in, I used the Deep Plum liner from Pixi on the upper lash line and upper waterline. And then on my lower waterline, I used the MAC Hey Sailor collection, but you could use any navy blue eyeliner. This is in blue stripe, so I used that on my lower waterline. So I will zoom you in. Here's the look. I really like how the kind of the peachiness of the rose looks with the plum. I like this one. And then for my blush today, I'm going to try to use this palette throughout this look because I haven't talked about this palette much. I used the color in Sugar Free Raspberry, so it's the one, this is the Laura Geller Baby Cakes Baked Blush Palette, and this is the one without any shimmer, glitter, sheen to it. On my lips today, I also used a Laura Geller product that my friend It's Kirsten sent to me, and this is a lipstick in Berry Vanilla, so it's kind of this marbleized, and that's what it looks like. For the second look in the Lorac Pro 2 palette, I did something I don't normally do. I just kind of changed things up a little bit. I used this color Jade in the inner third and outer third. And then I ended up using Mocha, which I think it comes off a little bit, you can see in the swatches at the end. I used that in the middle. It comes off a little bit lighter than it looks in the pan. So I used that in the middle and I just brought all, I brought it up to the crease. Both colors up to the crease. And then I took Nectar and I used that to blend it out. As a highlight, I used Buff today. And then I took Cocoa beneath the lower lash line in about 2/3 of the way. And then I smudged the rest of that out with Rose. So I ended up using a lot of colors today. For my liner, and then I'll zoom you in, I used the Pixi Endless liner, Endless Silky Eyeliner in Sage Gold. My upper lash line, my upper waterline, I used the Jordana Espresso last. So I'll zoom you in. So here's a look. For cheeks today, I used the same Laura Geller palette, and I used this color right here, which is Golden Apricot. I like to pull peaches with greens, especially like an olive green. And then on my lips, I used my Too Faced La Creme in Juicy Melon. The third look that I created with this palette is not a normal look for me by any means, but I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit. So I used silver, which is this one right here, very shimmery, in the inner third, almost half. I took charcoal, which is a matte, in the outer half, and then, you know what I'm saying. So I kind of blended the two in the middle to kind of make a third color, but anyway, so charcoal. And then to deepen things up, I just used the black on the outer corner. I took that charcoal down beneath my lower lash line as well. To transition out, I used on a very fluffy brush this cool gray color. And then on my brow bone, I have Buff. And then to just add a little bit of something on the edge of that transition color before the brow bone, I used Rose on my Sigma E36. So let me zoom you in. So here's the look. Okay, for my liner on my upper lash line, which as you can see I only took in about 3/4 of the way, and then my upper waterline I have my Avon Super Shock in black. On my cheeks today I have Pink Grapefruit from the Laura Geller palette. And then on my lips, I have MAC Lip Liner in Boldly Bare. I have the Essence Stay Matte Lip Cream in Velvet Rose. And then over the top of that, I have the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie in Future Star. For my last look, I ended up doing the most neutral of the looks, of the 4 looks that I've done. Normally that is the first look that I do when I do a 4 looks, but it's just the way it turned out this time. So what I used was Rose in the inner third. I used Mocha in the outer 2/3, and then to deepen things up, I used Cocoa. In the crease, I just used light brown. And then as my brow bone, I went ahead and used Buff. Not like there are a ton of options, really, for the brow bone. For my liner today, I used the Jordana Espresso Last, of course, as my upper waterline and upper lash line. I took Cocoa down beneath my lower lash line. I think that's about it. So I'll zoom you in. Here's the look. For blush today, I used the last of the 4 blushes. I hope you guys kind of liked that added, see what each of the blushes in this palette looked like. And that is the one in Sunswept right here. I'm going to show you swatches of this, of all of these at the very end, just for the sake of, since it's like a bonus swatch fest. And on my lips today, I have MAC Lip Liner in Spice. And then I have MAC's Kinda Sexy, that I'm trying to determine if I like or not. Okay, let's start with swatches of all of the colors. So this is Buff, Light Brown, Cool Gray, and Nectar. There are the swatches right there. Buff, Light Brown, Cool Gray, and Nectar. This is Plum, Navy, Charcoal, and Black. All right, Plum, Navy, Charcoal, and Black. So there's a look at all of the mattes. There is Snow, Beige, Rose, and Mocha. So Snow, Beige, Rose, and Mocha. I honestly don't know why I didn't use Snow or Beige. I'm certain I could come up with 4 more. And Chrome, Silver, Jade, and Cocoa. Chrome, Silver, Jade, and Cocoa. Okay, so just very quickly, because I had people ask, I like to keep palettes separate of each other. I don't like to do a lot of comboing in these videos, but I will just kind of give you, in case you haven't seen somebody else do this, I'm going to give you a shot of these. You can pause and take a look. So they're very different. The only, true repeat is the black in them. And what's interesting is that some of the shimmers are mattes in the new one, some of the mattes are shimmers in the old one. I mean, so they didn't repeat finishes and that sort of thing, except for the black. So, the other thing that comes with this palette is another, because I have more. It comes with a Lorac behind the scenes primer, eyeshadow primer. I do not like this primer. Not my favorite. I feel like it doesn't hold my shadows at all. So I've heard a lot of people say that the Pro 2 is more cool toned than the original Pro, and there are more cool toned shades in it, but I do think they both have a mix of, cool versus warm. My favorite color, you probably noticed, I honestly don't know why, I thought it was going to end up being chrome. My favorite color ended up being rose. And I just want to show you guys something quickly. So this is Rose. That's MAC's All That Glitters. Pretty much a dead-on dupe. The other thing that I noticed is that, and I have it right here, Mocha, which is this one right here. Mocha and MAC's Sable. And I didn't really go through the whole thing looking for dupes. I just happened to notice these today. So Mocha and Sable. Just very similar. I just thought that I would go ahead and, I don't know, because I figured out, I thought I'd tell you, but again, I didn't go through the whole thing looking for dupes. So I like this palette. I think that it's a nice palette. I think that it offers, a nice color selection. That's the thing that I like about the original Pro, is that it gives you more options even than the Naked Wand, which is also one of my favorite palettes. The same situation with the Pro 2, with the original, is that the shadows are very powdery. And I'm going to just show you If you take your 224, say in your light brown, let me just see if I can do this for you. You see how much shadow that kicked up? So I find them to be very powdery. Just when you apply them, they apply very nicely. But what I feel like, I'm curious, I've not listened to any other Pro 2 reviews because I don't like to taint my opinion. I feel like the mattes in this particular palette aren't quite as nice as the mattes in the original palette. I feel like they crease a little quicker. I feel like they just don't have the staying power. They blend just as well, but over the same kind of primers, I don't know. I don't know if something changed or if it's just me. The shimmers are exactly the same. I don't notice any difference in the shimmers. I just, for some reason, I feel that the mattes aren't quite as up to par as in the original one. I could be crazy. It's happened. It could be true. So again, this has 8 shades top, 8 shades bottom. All the ones up here are matte. All the ones down here are shimmer. And yeah, I think that about covers it. If there's something that I didn't mention that you'd like to know, go ahead and let me know below. I will, of course, have the playlist of my other 4Looks1 palettes linked below. I believe, I was looking last night, I think this is my 21st one. So there are a lot of other things down there. So very quickly, just since I used this palette, I wanted to give you swatches of all of the colors. This is Sugar-Free Raspberry, Pink Grapefruit, Golden Apricot, and Sunswept. And then there are the swatches again. Sugar-Free Raspberry, Pink Grapefruit, Golden Apricot, and Sunswept. The Sugar-Free Raspberry is definitely my favorite of those. Okay, lastly, I want to just run down quickly for you what I wore on the rest of my face that wasn't mentioned, so not my blush and lipstick, but the rest of the video. Every day I had the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer. I had the Chanel Pro Lumiere. And this is not available anymore, but somebody asked the other day if you're curious. Mine is in 10 Nude Intensity 0.5. And then over the top of that, I had my It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation. For contour every day, I use the Camp Cosmetics Blush in Monogamy. And as bronzer every day, I used the Too Faced Endless Summer Bronzer, which looks like that. And then, oh, and the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. And I think that covers everything that I wore that I didn't mention throughout the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day. Again, if you have any questions, list them below and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!